Up is now complete. They've gotten all the excess speedy drive pushed aside, so we are going racing. Lap 244 is complete on the board.
Get ready,
if you're
get ready.
a David Green fan, he's back on the track also now.
Here we go. Green flag. Green flag, green flag.
Listening to a number of the different teams and how they cue their drivers as to get back at it.
You can see a spotter gets excited as the drivers do right now. They want them up front.
I want to know who cued the fans, because all of a sudden these cars get around the third and fourth turn for a restart, and everybody in this place rises to their feet, and they do it in unison every time.
It's like Judge Wapner walked in or something.
Somebody walked in.
Let's see what Jeff Gordon can do now as he holds off the challenge of Ricky Craven, Ted Musgrave, Ernie Irvin, and Bill Elliott. Steve Grissom is 6th, Mark Martin 7th, Dale Jarrett is 8th, Bobby Hamilton 9th, and Kyle Petty is 10th. Chad Little there in the 97, the John Deere machine. He is in 30th spot, a couple of laps down. Has nowhere to go to get out of the way though right now.
So far this appears to be a somewhat calmer restart than the last one we had. Don't see any free wide stuff going on.
We're riding with Mark Martin there for the moment.
Trying to get under Grissom down the front straightaway. These are all positions these guys are racing for right now. You see Mark Martin has nowhere to go. He's got a car on the outside. Has Kenny Schrader on the outside. Grissom just in front of him.
Grissom 4th here in July. That was his career best finish. Same car, basically the same setup. Another nice run. 2 in a row here at New Hampshire for Steve Grissom in that 41 car.
Of course, they should have had several top 10s and a couple of top 5s in the first half of the year.
Uh-oh.
A little touch of Bill Elliott. There goes Mark Martin.
Racing is a contact sport, no matter what they tell you.
That's for 5th spot, all of that exchanging going on.
And that's over 120 miles an hour that contact is going on.
Whoa! That was Mark Martin and Bill Elliott rubbing just a little bit, getting in the corner there.
And 5th is up for grabs. You might have seen Dale Jarrett's car there wiggle in the middle of that bit with Bobby Hamilton behind him.
We're getting close to the end of this thing now, and every position counts. Nobody wants to get stuck on the outside.
If you are a Ricky Rudd fan, he is not going to be returning today. They looked the car over. Too much damage. The Tide team is calling it an afternoon.
What a rotten birthday present. His birthday was Friday, 41.
There goes Schrader way high to the wall. You see him up there outside the groove. And he's running 38th after starting on the Busch pole.
He's had a tough day today.
Yeah. Looks as though the Unical Challenge, that's the money that is up for the pole sitter should he win the race, roll over to $114,000 in time for our telecast from Dover next weekend in the MBNA 400. Dale Earnhardt and Kyle Petty in some tight battling there. That's for 10th spot.
It's getting pretty physical.
That was getting pretty late in the day. Only 49 laps to go as they come across the stripe now.
Right here's a bunch action going on. You see Ted Musgrave there. He's dropping back to the field just a little bit. Dale Jarrett going by him on the outside. Bobby Hamilton closing up. That's Kyle Petty just behind him. But everybody here is racing those spots right now. And they're not giving any quarters. You see Earnhardt on the outside there driving very, very hard.
We're not forgetting the leaders. It is 0.6 of a second from Jeff Gordon back to second place Ricky Craven. It is then 3 seconds from Craven back to Ernie Irvin. And then all this other scrambling that we've been showing you here. Glenn Jarrett, what do you got there on Musgrave's car? He was running in the top handful before.
Oh, yeah, he's had a good car all day, Eli, but right now he's got either a battery or alternator problem. He's losing power. It seems like the battery's not putting out, so he's dropping back right now. He'll probably have to stop. I don't think he can make it the rest of the way. Tough break for Ted.
Yeah, there's Ted. He's in 11th, and he's about to be bypassed 12th and 13th, and all the rest of those fellows you see there.
Nobody ever tried harder in this sport than Ted Musgrave, and nobody's ever had more disappointment either. Seems as if every time he gets really going well, something like this happens.
Ted Musgrave, no wins in this 209th career start for him.
What a happy day it'll be when that first one comes. And it will come.
Oh, no doubt. course, he was well behind the 8 ball when the day started because our director, Gary Clem, threw him in the pool. Gary never wins the pool.
Yeah, if they'd gone to Musgrave, he probably wouldn't have even started the event had he known that.
Here comes Ted Musgrave, not to make light of the situation. 254 laps on the board when he comes in to make his stop on the Family Channel Prime Star entry. There you see now from 5th on back. Steve Burns, meanwhile, is watching the stop on Ted Musgrave's behalf.
Eli, we can see them reaching in behind Ted Musgrave. They have the car up on tracks on the left side. Can't tell if it's under power or not. We'll get right back to you.
The crew going to work there. The battery, of course, if they have to change it, is not like your battery at home in a passenger car, is it, buddy?
No, and it's absolutely in front of the left rear wheel, and you have to take a plate off and reach up in there, and it's all wrapped in rubber insulation and everything else. It's a real tough job to get it out.
It really is. Ted Musgrave, we talked about having some disappointments, and there's his record with Roush Racing. But that's not a reflection on Ted Musgrave as a driver. One of the very best coming out of the Midwest. Great ASA and other races up there in the upper Midwest. Now to Dale Jarrett right there at Bobby Hamilton. That is for 7th spot. Bill Elliott just ahead of them in 6th. Earnhardt's in that equation too. They're all running for position. So's Kyle Petty. So's Terry Labonte, who's right behind as well in 11th. That whole bunch right there running for position.
When the driver's meeting, they always say, remember, guys, give and take out there. Sure, it looks like it's mostly taking going on at the moment.
This is the point of the race where you take. You see Jarrett up under Bill Elliott as they head into turn 3.
Oh, Brett Bodine is in the wall. Brett Bodine started 3rd. Caution is on the speedway. Caution at lap 259 when they come on around. Brett Bodine went up and caught the wall coming out of turn number 2. And we are under yellow. Boy, he was so excited. Brett was with us on our telecast yesterday, the doubleheader here of the NASCAR Busch North and the Featherlight Modified Tour races. And he was really psyched because they had qualified 3rd. And didn't hang there long, unfortunately. It was not a spectacular day for Brett.
They put a lot of work in that car to try to make it as good as they possibly could. Car will be sold at the end of the year. They decided that this morning.
So that spin in turn number 2 brings out the caution for the 5th time. Lap number 259 on the board. We're live at New Hampshire International Speedway. We're in the closing laps. Backfield getting the 1 to go signal here at the New Hampshire International Speedway. Jeff Gordon already here in 1997 with 9 wins. Look at those numbers. Since 1994, he has 28 wins. Won every 5.3 races. Since 95's season began, he's won 26 events. 96, 97, 9 wins. That is 1 every 2.7 races. Bottom line through all of those numbers is he just keeps getting better and better. And Matt, that's awfully impressive. 1 win every 2.7 times you get out there.
Eli, in the 24 shop, there's a sign that reads, upstart to contender. Contender to winner, winner to champion. There's a check mark next to all 3 of those. The final line says winner. It says dynasty. They are close to a dynasty if this team keeps on the pace they are on now. This season, 9 wins. They are 4 wins away from tying the King Richard Petty's all-time mark for the modern era of 13 wins. An interesting note, they have victories at 7 of the 8 tracks that remain on the 1997 schedule. And they would love to add that to their already stellar resume.
9 wins to 15 for Fords as a unit here in 97. All right, green flag with 38 laps to go.
$3.7 million so far this year at age 26. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
My best year.
your whole career.
The leader, Gordon. You see Craven now in 2nd. Has been for a while. The 3rd car in your picture is Dick Trickle. He is in 20. Oh, and all sorts of problems there in the middle of the pack. No caution yet. No caution yet.
Chad Little right in the middle of all that. The green and yellow car.
got kicked up on the track, but no other debris, we are told by the NASCAR observers. And Green staying on the speedway. And now second spot moving around. Here comes Ernie Irvin. He's caught Craven after getting around.
Oh, Craven is loose getting off turn 4. Almost lost control. Here comes Ernie Irvin as they head down in turn 1. He should make this pass without any trouble whatsoever.
Yeah, Irvin didn't look all that straight either for a little while.
Yeah, but he could drive. I'm going to tell you what. You talk about a guy that can manhandle a race car. Ernie Irvin is really, really good. When the car may be a little bit loose, he drives very, very well.
Now there's problems in turn 2. Sterling Marlin. Terry Labonte with flame behind his car now. Midway, or Terry's got a fire. A fire in the middle of the backstretch on Terry Labonte's car. There you see it right there, and he is going to be scampering out of the car as quickly as he can.
Boy, that thing is bent up.
Derrick Cope got a piece of that as well. He just came by with a lot of smoke. The 37 was involved, Jeremy Mayfield. There you see Cope. A little smoke from behind Mark Martin also. Don't know if there was some sheet metal crunched in there. Lap 265. There you see Mark's car. And he's checking now. He's going back and forth. They had to clean off the tires as he went through the debris, but there was also some smoke as the body was shifting. And there's old Sterling.
Oh, that thing is wrecked.
He was already back in 34th, just finishing out the laps of the day. You see a little smoke, and Mark's still checking as he zigs and zags that car backwards and forwards.
Mandatory ride to the infield care center for Terry Labonte.
Why don't we back up here and show you everything that's taken place. First, the deal that did not bring out the caution. There's Chad Little and the rest in turn 3 and 4.
He had to check up because of Grissom there. Either run into him. You can see the 4 car there, Sterling Marlin getting involved.
Here it is again. From our look on the straightaway heading back. That is the second incident that took place just moments ago.
And involving the same group of cars. This is a crash that took place. Wow.
Well, here's where Terry's problem.
Yep.
You see Kyle trying to sneak through, and he has to tick off the wall.
That was nearly a one-lap accident.
You know what happens there? A lot of people wonder why the car catches on fire like that. You knock the fuel pump off the right-hand side of the motor, and as the gas just pours out, and that's what caused that fire there.
All the heat, of course. And there you see Glenn. They're trying what they can to fix that Kodak machine we can see, but boy, they've got a lot of work.
Yeah, they do. It's definitely not a Kodak moment, not the kind they'd like to see. But it appears that the damage maybe just looks worse than it really is. Mostly sheet metal. From what I can see, they've got the sheet metal off the left rear tire. Working on the inside fender well right now, trying to keep it up. That's where most of the damage is. But I believe they're going to be able to get him back out there. He won't be able to go very fast. The rear spoiler has been up in a little, I don't know, it looks like one of those curly Q French fry things on the left side here. Not a very pretty sight, but I believe Sterling's going to be able to get back out. They're going under the hood right now. We'll have to check a little further, see what they're trying to do there. So we'll update you in a moment when we find out exactly what they're looking for.
There's Sterling not having a fine year at all. Poor old Jeremy Mayfield. Remember how good he was running? Now he's back in 27th position, already a lap down. Terry Labonte on the way to the infield care center. He was running in the lead lap in 11th. And you see Mark still checking. The spotters up on the roof with binoculars are looking to see exactly where they might be getting a little sheet metal rub or something. And of course, there you see the left rear crunched in just a bit. There's Chad Little. He was in the middle of the incidents at both ends of the racetrack as well. Well, we were just moving right along with one caution for the longest time. Now we've got 6. Caution, the CMT 300 was trucking along at record pace. Now it is the wreckers that are trucking along right now. Mark Martin, there you see him. He's still been checking. He's been asking other drivers and so on what it looks like. He's running an 8, and they were still seeing a little smoke off of, I'm sure, some sheet metal caved in somewhere. Let's go down to the Mark Martin pit for an update.
Well, Steve Mail is on top of the pit box with some binoculars taking a look at the left front fender. Dale Earnhardt, a lap and a half Mexico pulled up alongside and said that he thought it looked good. So now they're conferring with Mark on the radio. I don't think they're going to come in, but they are still talking about it because you can see it is pretty close to rubbing.
It really is awfully close, and you'll all keep an eye on it. We are at lap 269, and folks, coming up, the third annual NASCAR family cruise aboard the Norwegian Cruise Line's Leeward ship. Here's Buddy Baker to tell you what it'll sound like.
Oh, yeah.
December 8th.
That means we're fixing to check out of here.
Winston Cup Racing Wives Auxiliary will be the beneficiaries of monies raised. Call 1-888-491-4950. Heading to Cozumel, Mexico and Key West, Florida. A lot of the drivers will all be on hand ourselves with our families. It'll be a good time. So check it out at that toll-free number. There's Dale Earnhardt. Well, he's got some damage there, too. You see on the right front.
Yeah, right on the right front there, but the tire does not look like it's rubbing just a little bit. You see the shiny part on the front part of the 3 there. Yeah. But that'll probably be okay. It'll probably, as it wears the rubber down, quit rubbing quite so bad. Wow.
Martin's 8th, Earnhardt's 9th, so they're basically, either one of them goes off, the other guy benefits.
See what they're doing. They're looking at the TV monitor on our telecast to see what they can see. Here's Mark Martin from his in-car. Oh, there he bumps Steve Grissom right there, or one moved in on the other. Not sure maybe where that damage came. Matt, anything further?
Well, Steve Mayo looked at the binoculars, Dale Earnhardt's help, and the way it looks now, they are going to stay out. They don't think it's really that serious.
Now, of course, you don't want to give up track position. 30 laps to go. Field's getting the 1 to go signal, so we are going back to green the next time by. And all of a sudden, the caution laps will mount up. Will be around 35 or so, 36, maybe more than that before they do give them the green here. Setting it for you, Jeff Gordon is the leader. Ernie Irvan second. Ricky Craven is third. Fourth is Steve Grissom. Dale Jarrett will restart in fifth. Bill Elliott 6th, Bobby Hamilton 7th, Mark Martin 8th. That man, Dale Earnhardt, restarts in 9th. Jimmy Spencer will go 10th. 11th is Rusty Wallace. Joe Nemechek will restart in 12th. 13th will be Bobby Labonte. Hut Strickland 14th. Jeff Bodine 15th. Rick Mast will start 16th. Todd Bodine in for Jeff Burton. He'll restart in 17th, ahead of John Andretti 18th. Lake Speed is 19th. Johnny Benson in 20th, and the final car on the lead lap is Kyle Petty. He'll restart in 21st. Ray Evernham open his driver to pick off win number 10.